This is Veena from Cake, the channel that's about baking and much more. Okay then, let's get cracking with today's recipe. Welcome back. Today I'm going to show you how to bake one of my favorite fruit-based cakes, orange semolina cake. Let's take a look at the ingredients for today's recipe. We'll need all-purpose flour or maida, semolina or rava, butter, sugar, eggs, baking powder, orange juice, orange zest, yogurt, water, almonds and pistachios. The link to the ingredients and the recipe details is in the description box below. For today's recipe, you could use any kind of oranges. They just have to be sweet. I'm using a thick-skinned one and 2 thin-skinned Indian santras. We'll need both the juice and the zest of the oranges for this cake. If you don't have a kitchen tool for making orange zest, you could easily scrape it off with a potato peeler, like this, and then chop it finely. Just make sure you don't scrape off the bitter white part of the peel. I've already squeezed one of the santras and now I'll extract the juice from the other 2 oranges. The squeezed juice will need to be strained. The volume of the juice we've collected is around 120 ml or half a cup. I'll now transfer 110 grams or 2/3 of a cup of semolina to this bowl, and to it I'll add our orange juice. Let's give this a stir and set it aside for 10 to 15 minutes to allow the semolina to soak up the juice. Now let's sift 80 grams or around 2/3 of a cup of all-purpose flour or maida and 1.5 teaspoons of baking powder. I've already prepared a 7-inch round baking pan that I've greased and lined with a butter wrapper. I routinely save such parchment paper butter wrappers and use them to line my baking pans. I fold and save them in my fridge. This is not just about being extra frugal or economical. When you recycle things before tossing them away, you create less waste, and that's good for the environment too, right? Okay, in this bowl I have 150 grams, that's around 2/3 of a cup of butter. You could beat this with either a fork or a whisk, the choice is yours. But you'll have to beat it well till it's fluffy and pale yellow in color. Here I have 150 grams or around 3/4 of a cup of granulated sugar that I have ground coarsely. You could use fine castor sugar instead. Now let's cream the butter and the sugar well. We'll need 3 eggs for this recipe. Let's add them to the creamed butter and sugar one at a time, beating well after each addition so the mix is light and airy. Let's add the next one. And the last one. It's now time to check our soaked semolina. It's ready to be added to our mix, so let's transfer it to the glass bowl and give it all a good stir so the semolina gets well incorporated into the batter. That done, let's fold in the flour. We'll do this in 2 parts. But first, let's switch to using a spatula and fold in the flour, being careful not to lose any of the trapped air. Let's add the rest of the flour and fold it in too. We'll have to now adjust the thickness of the batter to a soft dropping consistency by adding in around 2 tablespoons of a mix of yogurt and water. You could add milk or buttermilk instead. Finally, let's mix in 1.5 teaspoons of finely chopped or grated orange zest. I'll now transfer the batter to our prepared baking pan. Remember, you should never fill a pan to more than 2/3 of its capacity. With the little extra batter I had, I filled 2 silicone cupcake molds. If you're interested in a good cupcake video, I have one for delicious custard cupcakes. The link is in the description box below. Let's smoothen the top of the cake and tap the pan lightly. This cake is so delicious, it doesn't need any frosting. A sprinkling of nuts on the top is all it needs. So let's top it off with some sliced almonds and pistachios. Now a gentle reminder here. I'll be posting new videos around once a week. So if you haven't subscribed to my channel as yet, I urge you to do it right away. The notification bell will alert you every time I post another one of my quick and tasty recipes. My oven has been preheated to 180 degrees centigrade. We'll bake our cake in this preheated oven for around 40 minutes. But check your cake around 10 minutes before that, in case yours needs less time to bake. Do the toothpick test to check if your cake is done. To bake this cake without an oven, place a thick-walled karai on your stove, place a metal ring or trivet inside, and put a metal plate on it. Cover the karai and preheat it on medium heat for around 6 to 7 minutes. Once you place the cake pan inside, reduce the heat to low and let the cake bake till a toothpick comes out clean. It could take a little longer to bake than in an oven. Also, like any cake baked in a karai, the sides and bottom will be browner than the top, but your cake will be tasty. Now here's our cake baked to a nice golden brown color. It seems to have baked perfectly. See how the toothpick comes out clean? We'll now leave it to cool in the pan for around 10 minutes. Now let's upturn it on a plate so you can see how it has baked at the bottom. You could now transfer it to a cooling rack. But for this demonstration, I'll turn it right side up on another platter so I can cut it and show you the texture of the cake. See how well our cake has baked. It's light and soft from top to bottom. And here are the 2 cupcakes. They needed 17 minutes to bake. Now tell me, wasn't that easy? Oranges are in season, so do try out this recipe. Trust me, you and your family will love it. Yes, please share, like, subscribe, press the notification bell, and do stop by again for yet another quick and tasty recipe. Till then, take care, happy cooking!